Welcome to the Nexus. This is game 1 of round 4. Roxburgh team achieved. They're in the red. Tranby College League of Legends will be to the left of your screen in the blue. For our major sponsors, PLE Computers, Corsair and Streamline Servers, as we wait for them to push out.
We could see a level 1 invade with this with the Bard. I have seen a play with the Bard. He magical journeys across the wall between the red side turret and the river in the bottom right corner, out of vision. That has been done in a competitive game, I think in like Turkey or like Spain or somewhere crazy.
Just somewhere where they don't speak my language.
Yeah, something foreign.
Seeing a big grouping here, just a different sort of play between these two teams to begin with already. The blue team tending to group to chase vision.
They have been seen.
The red team spreading out right across the map. Blue team already looking to push in.
Fortunately, weren't able to get that ward, so you sort of lose that little pressure over the wall. They are just going to back out. Nice and easy way. So both junglers are opting to start the bottom side, so red and the blue, respectively. This basically means that they're going to end up top side, or they're going to do an early lane, like a lane gank early on, like level 2 after this first camp, which you could expect Gragas to do, but wouldn't expect it too much from this Hecarim. Hecarim gets really strong when he hits 6. He's one of the champions. He gets his ultimate, he gets something really powerful. Gragas has his E and he has his Q. That's basically all he needs to do ganks. So it'll be interesting to see if he does go through with that. Nautilus should win this match up top, by the way. I think he's just tanky enough to deal with the Cho'Gath. Could be wrong. I don't actually know much about Cho'Gath. Haven't seen him played too much recently. The level 2s in bot lane aren't that strong. I think it does favour the red side, the Lucian and the Rakan. So if they get level 2 first, they could try for something.
Not a lot of action just yet.
No, both teams
each other.
They're just feeling each other out at the moment, aren't they? They're just trying to get a feel for what's going on.
These two tanks doing what tanks do in the top lane. Oh,
yeah,
here we go.
Level 2 we're talking about.
Fizzban and Ness. Ness and Fizzban going at it.
They weren't able to get any summoners, so that's quite good there for Fizzban and Noble Chong. So that is something they did take out. They did lose the trade though, so they did sort of lose a bit of pressure on that bot lane.
But finally pushed up to level 2 now.
Yeah, so nothing too crazy did come from that. Meanwhile, both junglers are on their top side now, so this could be a fight here in a gank in top lane if Hecarim does continue to go for it. Can't take a lot of damage.
We go Ness with the flash in, taking on Fizzban. Can't quite get the kill.
He's going to pull back.
And has to pull back.
Once again, no summoners were used, so this could still just erupt at any moment. And there could be an all-in.
Are they they're going to pop up and try and finish him off?
They did have vision on Hecarim, so they could pull something here because they know they're not going to get ganked here by this Hecarim, so they do have to be careful with this Fizzban and Noble.
Noble Chong and Fizzban playing the safe game though under the turret.
Yeah, Lucian does have quite a strong early lane. He has a lot of lane presence, like being able to dash around. He does a lot of burst too. Ashe does have to be careful. She doesn't have much of a mobility front, so if she gets jumped on, it's pretty a rough row if she doesn't have flash, but she does. So, but she obviously would rather not have to use it. So she does have to be careful there. Neither junglers have gone top yet. Hecarim was saying that might have deterred him a little bit from going to the top lane, but Gragas is now. I say that I was just looking at the minimap. He's just doing the scuttle, not actually doing anything useful.
Back into top lane here. And the tanks doing, yet again, just what we expect them to do.
Just tank things, smacking each other, seeing what happens.
They just like making a lot of noise.
Yeah, basically.
A lot of noise, a lot of lights.
Bot lane, Arctic Moon, flashing right in, going after Fizzban, can't complete the trade. Fizzban able to push away a little bit. Ness still with that range, and he gets under the turret. A little bit of healing there. And now Noble Chong chasing down Ness, can't quite complete. And there's first blood.
We have it there at just under 5 minutes into the game.
There was a bit of a lack of communication there from Fizzban and Noble, I think. Noble pulled back, but he still had both summoners. So if they both went in at the same time, that could have been first blood for the Ashe. Ashe ended up getting, I'm not sure what you get for the assist exactly, but I don't think it's like 60 gold around this time for that assist on the first blood. But so that, not all that 400 gold did go into Ashe, which you wanted on. So that, I'm not going to take away from it. It's a nice pick up the kill there, but if they were communicated better, they might have been able to get that 400 gold on the Ashe, and they might have set themselves up with an early lead.
Diehard here, getting ganked by Marshmallow. Complex, chasing down Diehard now, just underneath the turret and coming back. Nice hit there, and a nice pushback from Diehard.
Yeah, Ari missed that charm there, so that was pretty important that she landed that for the Hecarim to follow up with sort of any sort of damage or anything. Because Hecarim, without level 6, doesn't have much in the way of CC other than his E, which he used at the start. So that he wasn't able to follow up. But now Gragas is going to be here to counter gank.
Gragas coming in to support.
Nice
chasing down Complex.
Forced a flash
He's
there.
flashed out, that's right.
So that's a nice pick up there for the red side. They now know that Ari has no flash. They know that, but they do know that Gragas has no flash. So that's a good thing to know, that you know that Gragas isn't going to E-flash you. But without Ari not having flash, they do have to be careful herself getting caught by this shockwave by Orianna and the Gragas gank, because he's going to be 6 relatively soon.
Back in bot lane here. Fizzban and Noble Chong again playing the safe game underneath their turret.
They really need to be pushing the advantage of Ashe having heals and the flash, while Solution doesn't. Rakan does have the ignite, so they do have to be careful with a bit of kill pressure from him. But they should be able to do it if they get a nice Bard stun and a nice follow-up from this Ashe, and they should be able to do it pretty easily.
Arctic Moon getting into this jungle here. Getting into the grass there. Can surprise. Hasn't taken the opportunity just yet. And now has. Jumped out. Chasing the airborne. Fizzban about to go down. Manages to get away.
Does use his heal though, so it's something out of that. And they did lose that trade pretty heavily, so they do have to be careful of this turret getting pushed in. But there is no wards, I don't think. No, I lied. There's a ward in that tri-bush for the red side, so they would know if Hecarim is coming down. But that's a nice flash W. Nice stun back from this Bard. Ashe able to pick up the kill for Khan, but Lucian's just going to take the kill on the Ashe.
It's a trade 1-for-1 with Noble Chong and Ness still in it.
So yeah, that was just a nice return stun from the Bard there, able to pick up that Rakan, and Ashe was able to just do heaps of damage to the Bard. So that was a nice pick up for Fizzban. But he did get a bit too far ahead, and Ness was able to punish him for that.
Starting to see a little bit of a difference in the coin score between these two teams. Back in top lane, and Rooted going to chase down, Cluser is going to chase down Xerdius, gets away, and nothing much made of that.
Looked like it was going to be exciting, and then nothing.
If you look at the CS now between the Lucian and the Ashe, you can see it's a 20 CS deficit, and that's about 300 gold, so that's a kill. So that's quite a big lead here for Lucian right now. And Lucian being a strong early laner, like this is pretty dangerous territory for Ashe and Bard. So both jungles are now on the top side. Just going to blue. I think this blue is going to go towards this Hecarim, not towards Ari, but they have pinged that blue buff. I don't think they know the Hecarim's there. I think they're just pinging the block, but the buff. So they have to be careful. He doesn't need the Gragas, so I don't think he has the health for it. Ping's going down bot lane. They could be calling for a gank, or they could be just calling to go in. And Rakan's in position here, but they do have to be careful. Ashe have an ult.
Arctic Moon, Ness going back in.
Nice stun there from Bard.
Trying the kill and couldn't pull it off.
TP coming down from top lane. Cho'Gath's going to be hit. Norlis already TP'd down. Lucian able to pick up that kill on the Ashe. Lucian doesn't have much health left. Cho'Gath just run him over and nomming him. And Bard's just running down the Nautilus with slows. Meanwhile, mid, Orianna and Gragas able to just miss that kill on the Ari. This is pretty big loss there for the red side. They might be able to pick up something on that Orianna.
Manages just to get away at the right time. And now it's just Xerdius.
So now the top laners are now bot. Just doing their thing elsewhere. So yeah, as we saw there, they pulled the trigger bot lane. Both TPs came down from top side. so the top lane has been there to sort of counter each other, and we saw that blue side were able to come ahead out of that, and meanwhile mid, they to sort of trade that bot lane loss, they wanted to try to get something mid on that Ari and try to get some damage on the turret, but you could see that Ari just managed to get out with like a sliver of health, because Heckman was able to sort of peel away a little bit.
Still a lot of pings going off in bot lane. That seems to be where the majority of the action is taking place.
They do. That's because the Cho'Gath's still there, and they're sitting on a ward, so they have to be careful if they do overextend them.
Noble Chong trying to get in, chasing after Ness.
Ash, I think, still has ult, so she probably should have just ulted there. I can't quite see the last one for her ult. Yeah, she still has ult, so probably should have ulted there if they were trying to do something. They might have been able to pick up the Rakan.
Is there a reason they're saving it there?
They might have vision on the Gragas, but I think if they were trying to do anything there, you saw the Bard jump in pretty deep with that magical journey.
And that was the time to pull.
Yeah, so if they could have picked up that Rakan, because Rakan was getting pretty caught out there with the slow on the Bard. So if they stun him, because it's quite a long stun, Ash ult, it scales up from, I think, 1.5 to 3.
Arctic Moon in, chasing down Fizzban. Managed to get quite a bit of damage off. Fizzban manages to get away. Is still chasing. Can't complete the kill. And in comes Mr. Koz and manages to get a slay on Noble Chong. And now it's 3-on-1 in the bot lane.
Yeah, so the ward ran out in that river, so they couldn't see Gragas walk up into that tri-bush. And I think they might have seen that ward die, so they knew that it was a good time to go.
This is a great opportunity for Red now to get this first turret of the game.
They're going to pull that down like it's not even there.
Rakan and Gragas are going to leave the range of the turret, so all that first blood turret gold is going to go towards the Lucian, so as you just saw on the screen.
And that puts them in the lead.
650 gold on that Lucian, and suddenly Lucian's looking pretty terrifying. And we saw Ash ult used there to sort of peel the Lucian. So obviously didn't sort of account too much, and it's also going to be a water drake picked up for Roxburgh. And we've got a pause.
We have a pause.
We can't see the chat to see why it was paused.
For just a moment, we'll take a pause. Corsair, PLE Computers, Streamlined Servers, our sponsors, and we'll just wait to see what happens. But where do you see the game standing so far? Pretty even?
So there is a lot of gold in Lucian. He's not like crazy ahead, but he's enough to say, like, they could snowball that to be massive. He has got that 650 gold from that turret, so he could back. He's going to buy items. He's going to finish his blade, and he's going to be pretty much half an item ahead of this Ash. And if they can keep that lead going, it's going to be pretty powerful. Because now they've got this first turret, they can now group up these other turrets. They can group up for mid. They can group up for this top lane, and they're going to be able to sort of siege these turrets pretty easily with this Orianna.
Red team gets the Ocean Dragon and picks up the buff. For people just watching the stream or just tuning in, you're watching Tranby College taking on Roxburgh as we speak, and the buff, only a good thing for the red team.
Yeah, so that Water Drake's going to be able to sort of deny any sort of poke from this blue side, because they obviously heal it back up pretty quickly out of combat. So it's not game changing, but it is nice to have. A lot of pings going down on this mid lane. They do know where Gragas is, I think. That's what they were pinging.
They're calling for a gank, you think?
I wouldn't go as far as a gank. I think they were just saying...
They're just saying, look out.
Yeah, possible gank incoming. I think we couldn't see it because there's so many pings on the map.
There was a few there.
So I'm fairly sure Ash was there, and they didn't want Ash. They were trying to just tell Ash to back off. Because they're probably yelling at her in the chat too. So
it'd be nice to be able to pop in there every now and then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just to hear the screaming that's going on.
Just good to remind everybody watching the stream that, play nicely, GG and all that sort of stuff. We know it can be frustrating sometimes.
So that's probably not what's happening.
You know, every time there's a kill on your team, there's yelling involved.
Yeah, basically.
Back down in bot lane, quite a decent push going on. They're getting quite further along towards that second-tier turret.
And Chong's just going to hang out there.
See, what they did there, they pushed that wave into that turret, pushed as far as they could safely because they didn't have vision in that jungle. And now they're going to swap with this top laner. So the top lane now, the Nautilus now goes bot lane, and the bot lane duo goes top to pressure this turret. And if they want to match it, they have to force that Ash and the Bard to top lane to be able to defend against it. Otherwise, they do get an issue where this Cho'Gath's just going to get dived repeatedly through one. And you can see there's already 4 people pulled topside to gank this Cho'Gath. And Cho'Gath has no mana, and he's going to have a rough time.
Cho'Gath is going to have a really rough time with the gank. The Gragas is just sitting there in wait.
And you can see Hecarim's under half health, so there's no help coming from him. They haven't recognised the dive yet. Hecarim's going to walk into this Gragas behind.
Here we go. Getting absolutely dominated is Lord Xertius as Marshmallow comes in. Marshmallow 69, probably not a good idea to come in at that point and should have stayed out, and the red team gets a double kill.
Just feeding them the kill.
That was a nice call there. That was a nice sort of setup there from Roxburgh. Being able to push that bot lane in, move your bot side top, and they're able to just set up that 4v1 dive, which resulted in the 4v2 because Hecarim jumped in, which I think was a bit silly. You should have just accepted the fact that Cho'Gath was going to die, that you didn't have the proper vision on that. You should have seen that coming. So they probably should have just saved his life and just backed up because he was under half health.
And we saw Ari push up there as well, but looks like, yes, pulled back.
And all of a sudden, when blue team held just a slight lead for the first maybe 5 or 6 minutes of the match, it's looking now like the red team in Roxburgh really dominating at the 15-minute mark. And there is the mid lane first tier turret destroyed as well.
We saw Roxburgh just sit back patiently, wait, and set up a good double kill there.
Yeah, Tranby should have recognised that pretty early on because you can't, you can just obviously from the numbers, you can't really move 4 members of a team without sort of not thinking something's up.
That's right, and as we said before, you know, they may have been yelling in the chat. There definitely is now.
Yeah, so you don't have vision of 4 members. You have you know your bot sides are gone. You can't see their bot lane. You don't know where the jungler is. Your top lane has no mana. He's a little bit chunked. He's not exactly very healthy, and you know there's no wards in that topside jungle. Where are they going to be?
Yeah, they're going to be there, and then it's, you know...
And we see this Hecarim, another bad spot.
Again, Marshmallow goes down, and they're chasing down Noble Chong as well.
Roxburgh are aggressive, pushing in hard.
And Noble Chong down. There's another one. This could be 3.
It
is 3. Double kill there for Ness. And they're going to, by the looks of things, almost take out an ace. They're just waiting on these last 2. Lord Xertius going in, trying to defend, can't quite do so. He can't get out of there. Flashes out well. Complex trying to run away, but he's stopped by Cluser and manages to get away at that point as well. Oh no, it still can't get away from the team. He's going to get taken out here at some point. We're just waiting for it to happen.
He's trying
nice
so
dog from Cho'Gath.
Oh,
and he lived.
Far out. How did he manage to get away from that one?
He had the E flash from the Gragas, and he had the Nautilus Q and the knock-ups and the stuns, and Nautilus is going to fall to the turret.
Xertius is down. Icluse has just been slain.
But meanwhile, bot, you can see just how much of that gold changes Lucian from that early. He's a monster right now.
He scales up so quickly, and it seems like it comes out of nowhere.
But you have to let him get fed, and that's a mistake a team can make, is by letting him feed, he becomes unruly in the end game.
It's kind of... Lucian's not the strongest late gamer. Ashe does beat him hands down. When they
if you know what you're doing.
If they just have full build, Ashe is going to just destroy the man. Like Ashe, she just turns a Q on, and all of a sudden you got Rune and Hurricane just throwing things everywhere. Lucian's he's strong early, and if he gets ahead, he will keep that lead pretty long.
Ness
see how much
gets
damage
a surprise attack on Fizzban.
They're just going in with no vision. They're not playing smart. They have no vision of that jungle. They have that small sort of entrance, and other than that, there's nothing. You know, Dragon's up soon, so you know there's going to be red side around there,
and they're signaling Dragon at this point in time.
So they're not playing. They're not thinking about where they're going to be, where they are. They're just they're not here. I'm going to walk here, but they're not thinking about where they could be.
This is the awareness and vision that is letting.
Because you can see how much vision is being denied from Roxburgh here.
Blue down. We also have. Can't quite make that out. Is that Baron in 90 seconds?
Yeah. So Rift Herald will die in about now. But they are going to pull a trigger on this fight. TP coming in.
We're waiting. Ocean Dragon. In comes Lord Xertius. Flashes into the other side. They're looking possibly to steal this dragon kill here. He's just waiting, and he doesn't manage to do so. But now it's all in.
Nice shockwave there from Oriana. Ashe hitting the Rakan, not actually a big target. But they are just going to lose the spot all across the board. Lucian be able to pick up that double kill onto the Aria. I didn't see who else he killed, but that was just a run over fight.
It was almost an ace there, and the only reason it wasn't was because Ash was so far away.
Yeah, like I'm not sure why Cho'Gath teleported into where he did. He knows that they're going to lose that fight outright. They need to get that pick. They have the Ashe. They have the Bard. They need to pick someone off. They need to be able to get that one kill, ideally on that Orianna or this Lucian. Because if they kill one of them, there's no longer that team fight presence. So you don't have the Lucian doing the amount of damage he's currently doing.
Just the wrong way to defend that dragon as well.
And do you think maybe perhaps they're stressing out a bit now?
That was a pretty desperate play, and especially for a Water Drake. Water Drake's not that important. They could have just let that go, and it just would have been, oh well, you don't have much poke, but like it's just so it's whatever.
Ness getting a pick off the turret, and now it's 5v2. The entire team from Tranby College trying to defend this third-tier turret, and they managed to get one kill. Ness goes down. Arctic Moon being fired upon now by 3, and will go down as well, and it's a double kill.
They do need to respect the blue side, because you don't want to be giving away like that amount of gold for free, right? They got nothing for that. They got one kill, which is like whatever. Like they got the shutdown onto the Lucian, which is quite a bit of gold in itself, and you obviously got the double kill now on Ahri, so you now have to be careful with this Ahri doing damage. Ahri can one-shot Lucian or Orianna if they're not careful.
Well, we can see Red Team pulling ahead with the gold. We're at about a 6,000
at a huge
lead.
pace.
Yeah.
They are virtually 7,000 ahead in gold. It's 15-9 kills. We're at the 20-minute mark, and most of the matches that have taken place in the Flaktest Gaming Championship so far have usually finished around about the 23-minute mark, and usually from around about this point.
It just starts to snowball out of control.
And that was a nice Ashe ult there onto this Orianna. Orianna's flash just to get out of safety. Nice shockwave to sort of delay.
Diehard managed to take off
the damage.
Rest of the red team
nice
in.
Knock up there for Khan on the side.
Bizman's pulling back hard. Nope, didn't make it.
This is an all-in. Xerdius is about to go down as well. Ness takes out the Xerdius, and they're chasing down Complex. Arctic Moon through the river manages to get right up and close. A nice airborne there, and Complex
Pull back, Ahri.
Hey, you can
managing to stay.
Now see the strength of that team fight and how much gold sort of helps that. Like, if they get... That was a nice pick. It was unfortunate they weren't able to get that Orianna, because they might have been able to get another kill there, or they might have just pulled back and it was a mistake. But Red Side really need to be wanting to sort of finish this game now whilst they have this massive lead. And because if they don't want to stall it too long, because this Ashe gets ahead, Ahri gets ahead, and all of a sudden things could turn around. But they aren't going to let that happen for the looks.
Rift Herald helping along to destroy the blue inhibitor. First one of the match, and red team really getting real deep into the blue team's nexus right now.
And they're looking for this top lane in a turret to get that extra gold, keep them ahead. So not much... oh, nice pick up there from this Nautilus. Ult does go out. Now we're going to just siege this turret. There's not much...
Marshmallow, Fizzban and Xerdius are going to come and try in and defend the turret. Managed to do so for just a moment, but Arctic Moon, too strong, gets right in there and takes out Marshmallow, down by Ness. Lord Xerdius will be the next one to fall. Does so. High clues are on a spree.
Hecarim missed his ult there, which might have been a big ult if he was at Atlanta. They would have been at least 3 members feared. So they might have been able to do a lot more damage than what they did. They might have been able to kill another 2. That might have been a good fight for them if he landed that. But I don't think he did. I didn't quite see it.
Cos4 managing just to get away, obviously purely from the strength. And in goes Arctic Moon to chase down Complex. They've got to be careful here because they could get, and does, get taken out by the turret.
Ooh, Ignite just narrowly not doing enough damage onto this Ahri. They're able to get back to her base. But they could just back and group up for this Baron, which would be the best decision for them to be able to get that Baron, to be able to just walk in with the empowered minions.
That'll be the win.
And that would end the game pretty quickly for them, I feel.
And right around that 23-minute mark, as you called earlier, Pete.
So you can see just the lack of vision in the blue side jungle, and just sort of the wards are pretty deep here for the red side. That would be because they just sort of went down mid and then to top, so there wasn't much setup. You can see just the wards around, a few wards around the top side, sort of defend that initial sort of flank, but there was no sort of setup for like a ward line. But you can see now they're splitting this bot lane and pressing the bot to this top lane. So because they know the Baron's up, they know that they need to get vision on it, so they need to do that fairly soon.
And Roxburgh just pulling ahead, almost 10,000 gold in front.
Now pressuring this another naked in here.
Iclusa chasing down Fizzband, gets silenced.
Look how tanky he is. Able to sort of tank with almost no damage.
And the power from Nest. Drop Chong.
Nice ult onto the Lucian though.
Fizzband down. Complex down. But shut down himself. Iclusa now being chased down by Marshmallow
Look at
and Lord Zerdius.
Tanky.
He's just taking it, soaking in the damage. They're going to turn it back around.
Marshmallow again. Just too powerful now. I mean, there's 3 on 2 right in the middle of their base, and the ace. This could be the win now.
This will be the end here for Roxburgh. And that was nicely played.
No need for the Baron.
Yeah, they realised their strength. They're able to get that pick onto Bard, and they're able
What's
to
Chong going to do here now?
Nothing.
He's going to stand back.
Going to throw snowballs at him. And here comes the useless Ash, who's done nothing all game. They're diving it. That was just
showing
a bit of fun.
That was
showing off
lol.
how
Showing
much
off.
damage they were good to.
And in 24 minutes, victory to Roxburgh. And it was a very decisive victory as well.
Yeah, you can see how much that bot lane sort of impacted the game. Like I said before the game that Lucian's a strong laner. I wasn't sure about the Rakan, but they were able to go pretty aggressive with him because Bard and Ashe were able to sort of peel. That's sort of their thing. But Ashe obviously couldn't get the same amount of damage out as this Lucian, and it was a bit back and forth early on. Ashe was able to get that kill, and they traded kills and stuff. But yeah, Lucian was able to get that first turret gold, and that really just catapulted him forward. And just really took over the game from there.
For PLE Computers, Corsair and Streamlined Servers, that was match 1. Roxburgh getting the first win of the day over Tranby College, LoL number 2. We'll be back at 11. That's only 15 minutes away for our streamed game of League of Legends, GSCC Team Duo Mid and St. Norbert Cannons. And at the same time on off-stream will also be Churchill and CSGO 1 and NRHS CSGO Team 1. This is the Flaktest Gaming Season 2017 Round 4 of the National Championship.